Okay, y'all, I am ready for this one. I can't wait to tell you about some of the best snacks and eats in Disney World, and they can only be found in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Though many Disney snacks can be found through all the parks, like those traditional Mickey pretzels and premium bars and ice cream sandwiches, some Disney foods are exclusive to each park, and Hollywood Studios has some of my favorite options to choose from, as well as a few controversial snacks that I guess we can all agree to disagree on. Now, if you want a full list of all these Hollywood Studios treats to look back on when you're planning your trip to the red carpet park and all the foodie components that go along with it, drop us your email at disneyfoodblog.com/DHS-snacks. That way we can send you a PDF of everything we talk about in today's video, as well as get you signed up for our free newsletter. Lights, camera, action. We're starting with a Wookie cookie, of course, at Backlot Express. Bria is requesting here that I do my Wookie impression, which I am not going to do. You guys don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that. Okay, now it is time to embark on some beautiful video footage of the Wookie cookie found at Backlot Express. That's a quick service not too far away from Star Tours. The Wookie cookie is an oatmeal cream pie. It's a straight up OCP with creamy icing sandwiched between two oatmeal cookies. What makes this treat an honorary Wookie, though, is the chocolate sash made to look like Chewbacca's bandolier. You got a great combo going on here. If you like OCPs, if you grew up on OCPs, you are going to absolutely love this because it is better than any prepackaged OCP you have had. The oatmeal cookies on this one are super soft and chewy, and then the icing in the middle is kind of light. It's not that heavy lardy frosting that you're going to get over in the carrot cake cookie, which I'm going to talk about next. It's a much lighter icing. To me, it's not preferable to the lardy frosting. I love lardy frosting, but that icing is a lot of people's preference, I'm sure. So just want to let you know about that. And it's truly a treat that would make Chewy proud. Now, I haven't asked him about his snacking preferences. We know he's a big fan of, porg roasted over the fire, but I think he'd like this. All right, next we're going to go to that carrot cake cookie. Let's all take a minute to be thankful that the carrot cake cookie still exists in Hollywood Studios, because you know what? It has had a vagabond life. It started as a sweet treat at Writer's Stop. You guys remember way back when in Writer's Stop? And then when Writer's Stop closed, it moved to Sweet Spells. Then when Sweet Spells closed, it moved to Trolley Car Cafe. And aside from some temporary disappearances to make room for seasonal treats, the carrot cake cookie leaves for the winter, usually goes on vacation while the red velvet whoopie pie is in its place. It has residence at Trolley Car Cafe the rest of the year. Now, the carrot cake cookie is another sandwich treat because we love them. It's made with cream cheese frosting sandwiched between two very moist and very spongy carrot cake cookies. And I know moist and spongy aren't the most appealing, appetizing descriptors, but it is cake, and that's what you want cake to be like, right? So I could probably eat the cream cheese icing all by itself. I would get sick, but I would absolutely do it. And the added texture and flavor of the cake, though, that adds a little bit more of acceptability to the whole thing, I guess. You guys know, you've heard me talk about it before. Carrot cake cookie is probably my favorite snack in all of Walt Disney World. I'm so glad it's still here. I usually get one at the beginning of the trip. I cut it into sections and I have a little piece of it every morning for breakfast. What better way to start the day than with lots and lots of sugar and fat? I know that's not healthy, but I love this thing. I put it in my hotel refrigerator because I like cold cake. What can I say? All right, next is the fuzzy tauntaun at Oga's Cantina. So if you can actually get a reservation at Oga's Cantina in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, then a menu of intergalactic cocktails will be yours for the ordering. Now, these are all pre-made here. They're all pre-mixed cocktails. It's kind of like going to a bachelorette party in space. And the strangest of the bunch is that fuzzy tauntaun. Now, the fuzzy tauntaun is basically a fuzzy navel in space. It's peach vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice, and buzz button foam. That's the stuff you'll see spilling out over the top here. The buzz foam is going to make your mouth go numb. That's its job. And it's created from Buzz Buttons, which are made from a Szechuan flour that's claimed to be used as a natural painkiller. Now, Disney jumped to that ingredient for their drink for some unknown reason, but you know what? I'm so glad they did, because this is honestly one of the most interesting things you can get in Walt Disney World right now. I love that they took that risk, because this is just so much fun. How often can you talk about something at a theme park literally making your mouth go completely numb, right? That's just cool. I'm sorry. I love it. By the way, if you want a full recipe for how to make the fuzzy tauntaun, including like a weeks long process to create the buzz button foam from real Szechuan flowers, we've got all that for you. Yes, we do. It's on the blog. Our wonderful editor, Jessica, spent many hours researching and getting the right elements together to create this at home. She also made a fuzzy tauntini recipe for you if you'd rather have a little martini version of it. So that's super fun. Definitely go check that out. Okay, next on our list is the Outpost popcorn mix at Saka's Kettle. Now, remember the whole some of these snacks would be controversial thing I said at the beginning of this video? This is the first of those controversies, the infamous Outpost popcorn mix at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, this looks really pretty. It's got red and purple and then the fruity purple popcorn mixed in with the spicy red popcorn. It's just strange. I'm not a huge fan of this. Molly over at All Ears is a massive fan of this. Like, she will just buy 12 of these bags and like take them home and eat them all weekend. It's one of those fun little battles that Molly and I have on the regular. I don't understand why she likes this, and she absolutely adores it. So you need to let us know in the comments which side of the Outpost popcorn mix wall you fall on. Do you love it? Do you hate it? I doubt very many of you are, middle of the road on it. So let us know what you think. But basically, long story long, this is kind of like a fruity and spicy popcorn mix. Some people say it tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Some people say it tastes horrible. So maybe it's like cilantro. Maybe it's just like cilantro and there's like some sort of gene. There's an Outpost popcorn mix Saka gene in us that for some people it makes it taste like soap. I don't know. All right, next on our list is the peanut butter and jelly milkshake at 50's Primetime Cafe. So why eat a PB&J when you can drink it, right? Of course. And there's so many more calories in the milkshake, and everybody wants that. So the peanut butter and jelly milkshake at 50's Primetime Cafe is pretty self-explanatory, unless you want me to specify the jelly flavor. It's grape. And it's weird to wrap your mind around this dessert. On the one hand, PB&J and ice cream, but on the other hand, of course, PB&J and ice cream. It makes perfect sense. So the peanut butter kind of overpowers the grape jelly flavor. You got to be a big PB fan to enjoy this one, but if you are a PB fan, then you'll most likely like the flavor combo here. It's served straight from the milkshake mixer in the metal cup and all. Now, there have been other PB&J milkshakes on Disney World property and other locations, and with those, you tend to have a much more obvious jelly layer. Here, though, it's going to be mostly peanut butter. You're not really going to see any evidence of the jelly at all. All right, also at 50's Primetime Cafe, this is one of my very favorite options to eat anywhere in Disney World as well. There's a lot of those in Hollywood Studios. I am just noticing. Maybe we should talk about that sometime. Anyway, this is the fried herb and garlic cheese at 50's Primetime Cafe. This is something I have eaten since my earliest days as an adult in Disney World. I don't think, 50's Primetime didn't exist when I was a kid at Disney World because it wasn't 1989 yet. But when I started going as a grown-up, this is one of the first things I found, and then it left the menu for a very, very, very long time, like years, and then they finally brought it back. Just as an aside, that's really what this job is just mourning the loss of awesome food and then like hoping it comes back, and when it does, being really excited. There's a lot of that in this job. Anyway, back to the fried herb and garlic cheese. This is basically just like one of those hockey pucks of Boursin cheese that they just like took out of your grocer's refrigerator section, and then they bread it and they fry it, and then they serve it with like grapes and apple slices and crostini and some raspberry sauce. And the cheese, of course, is super, super rich. If you've had Boursin, you know it's really good. There's a lot of flavor paired with some fresh fruit and some crostini. It's just very basic, but it is delicious. There's really definitely no better appetizer here at 50's Primetime. And even though it's super easy, you can totally make this at home. It's still a nice and kind of light and refreshing refreshing, even though super rich treat to have in Disney World. You don't expect to be served something like this at a place like 50's Primetime. So yeah, it's really good. If you like croissant, you will love this. And I usually don't share this. I just eat it all by myself. And if I'm there with someone else, I tell them to get their own. You can do with that as you will. All right, moving on to the famous Cobb salad at Hollywood Brown Derby. Now, I get it. A Cobb salad doesn't seem like it should be deemed worthy of an exclusive snack list. But if you feel this way, you may never have tried this Cobb salad, and that needs to change. Hollywood Brown Derby has that famous Cobb salad that keeps on giving. Of course, it was invented at Brown Derby, not this Brown Derby. This is a replica Brown Derby at the real Hollywood Brown Derby, of which there were several. Did you know that? I didn't know that till I started sort of researching Disney restaurants, but there are several Hollywood Brown Derbies. Anyway, we have yet to have a bad experience with the Cobb salad here. This is spit roasted turkey, finely chopped greens, bacon, egg, tomatoes, avocado, chives, crumbled blue cheese, and Cobb dressing, and it's prepared tableside. Unlike some traditional salads that come before your meal, you're not going to get bored eating this one. The ingredients are fresh, they're packed with flavor, and it really is a meal in and of itself. You can get it as an appetizer, but you can also, I believe, kind of work it in as a full meal. And you also don't have to get it in the signature restaurant. You can order it at the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge, which is outside, and it's first come, first serve, so you don't have to get an actual reservation for the Brown Derby Lounge. So if you just want to drop in and have a Cobb salad, then that's the best way to do it. Okay, also at Hollywood Brown Derby, let's talk about that grapefruit cake. The grapefruit cake is a staple dessert for the signature restaurant. It was originally invented for a famous gossip columnist who was on the trendy grapefruit diet. And this one is super, super interesting. I think that's why it's probably lasted this long in the nation's nostalgia, is because it's really different from anything you've ever tried. It's a chantilly cake with cream cheese frosting and grapefruit, of course. And it's not every day you can eat a slice of grapefruit cake and experience that zing and zest. That's really what it feels like. When you bite into a slice of cake, you expect it to just be overly sweet. This has a lot going on around it in terms of that grapefruit kind of bite, you know? So if you want something really unique and you could only get it in Hollywood Studios, then order this alongside your famous Cobb salad. By the way, they also have a grapefruit cake martini, if that interests you more than the actual grapefruit cake. The martini I don't think is as good. I'm not really into super sweet drinks and it's relatively sweet. But if you are, there you go. Okay, next on our list is the house-made Sci-Fi candy bar at Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. So you guys know Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater is a very immersive, heavily Imagineered restaurant where it sort of feels like you're eating at the drive-in. So the indoors looks like it's outdoors, and there's a big drive-in movie screen, and you eat in actual convertible cars, which is super fun. Now, on the dessert menu is what they call a house-made Sci-Fi candy bar. So these candy bar desserts were super trendy a few years back, and it felt like every restaurant had one of these. I remember very fondly one that I used to get at Sanaa. That's a really, really good one with like coconut and stuff. It was really good. Anyway, here at Sci-Fi, their candy bar is made of cookies and cream mousse and chocolate ganache and chocolate sauce. So it's chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. Not a lot of other invading flavors. It's a fun one. Your kids are going to love this. Again, I think there are probably some better chocolate bars elsewhere in terms of desserts. If you do happen to go to Disney California Adventure, which is on the other side of the country, definitely go to Pim's Test Kitchen and get their giant chocolate bar. That thing is incredible. But if you are at Sci-Fi and you love chocolate, then definitely go for this for dessert. All right, next on our list is the Ronto wrap. It's like Buckhard looked at an earthly hot dog and said, I can do it better. There are 3 types of Ronto wraps you can get at Ronto Roasters in Galaxy's Edge, and which one you order really depends on what kind of mood you're in, because they're all pretty solid. You can get the traditional Ronto wrap with spiced grilled sausage and roasted pork. That's right, pork on pork. Or you can get the Zucchi wrap with grilled zucchini alongside chickpeas and onion slaw. Or you can even get the Ronto morning wrap for breakfast with eggs and grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar, and peppercorn sauce. The morning wrap is my favorite, but also it's not available all day, so you got to get up early, get over to Ronto Roasters to get that. Each of these is made with a warm pita wrap, but that doesn't mean the ingredients can't escape and stain your shirt. No, not speaking from personal experience or anything, just a warning. But really, this is one of our favorite things to eat in Disney World, and it is probably my favorite thing to eat in in Galaxy's Edge. Next on the list is a vegan toasted lobster roll at Rosie's All-American Cafe. Now, this is super unique and interesting. Should you definitely get it? I'm not sure, but it is exclusive to Hollywood Studios. Sebastian the Crab's going to be thrilled that you went with this sandwich choice at Rosie's All-American. Instead of lobster, the base of this sandwich is actually made with hearts of palm, and they've been marinated for the past 48 hours. The sandwich is also adorned with celery and sweet apples and a creamy dressing. Now, if you order this thinking it's going to taste like lobster, it's not. This is sort of like when you get the barbecued jackfruit that's supposed to be like pulled pork. It's not at all like pulled pork. I don't even know why they say that it's supposed to replace pulled pork. It doesn't, and this doesn't replace lobster. This is basically a salad on a toasted roll, but we're not mad about it. It's tart and fresh and very different, and you're not going to find anything like this anywhere else. If you are vegan, if you are looking for something different, plant-based in Disney World that you haven't had before, this is a good option. Okay, we're headed next over to Toy Story Land. Woody's Lunchbox is home to a variety of Lunchbox tarts. You've got 3 traditional flavors on these: the chocolate hazelnut, the lemon blueberry, and the raspberry, but you also have rotating seasonal flavors. Like for Christmas time, you're gonna get that spiced apple cinnamon Lunchbox tart. And these are basically kind of super fancy Pop-Tarts, like more expensive Pop-Tarts, I guess. That's kind of the vibe here. But they're pretty good. This is the only place you're going to get them, and everybody in your family is going to love these. Okay, staying at Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land, we're going to talk about the Totchos next. These are made out of tater tots, which Toy Story Land calls potato barrels, and I believe that they are baked and not fried here in Toy Story Land, although in other places where you get tater tots in Disney World, they are fried. But anyway, a bunch of potato barrels topped with beef and bean, chili, shredded cheese, queso, tomatoes, corn chips, sour cream, and a sprinkle of green onions. Now, this is a really good snack to share with someone. It is real heavy, and Woody's Lunchbox does not skimp on the ingredients here. You're going to get all those toppings piled up way high on your Totchos. You can also get an order of the plant-based Totchos with imitation chili and cheese for more allergy, vegan-friendly option. Okay, next on our list is, of course, that blue and green milk. How could we not talk about it, right? Technically, you can get the blue and green milk over at Disney's Galactic Star Cruiser, but that's like saying you can only get the Queen's Tea at Harrods, but you can also get it at Buckingham Palace. So which one are you more likely to go to, right? Yeah, a lot of us aren't going to head to the Galactic Star Cruiser. So we're going to talk about the blue and green milk being pretty exclusive to Hollywood Studios. Now, the blue and green milk at the milk stand in Galaxy's Edge join in on the controversy fun alongside with that Outpost mixed popcorn. Some people love the frozen coconut and rice milk concoctions, while others, well, they just order it once, one and done for the novelty. Now, some people love the blue and green milk. They absolutely adore it. They think it tastes great. Other people think it tastes like flowers and perfume. Again, maybe this is a cilantro thing. I don't know. I kind of think it tastes like flowers and perfume. But let me know which one you like best, blue or green. And if you're 21 and older, you might enjoy these drinks even more by adding some rum to the blue or tequila to the green. So there are our super exclusive things you can only get in Hollywood Studios treats. And don't forget, if you need a big old refresher on everything I talked about today, drop your email at disneyfoodblog.com/DHS-snacks so we can send over a PDF of the entire exclusive snack list for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, you can also check out our Ranking Every Hollywood Studios Restaurant video where we, rank every Hollywood Studios restaurant. That way you don't only learn about what each restaurant in the park has to offer, but you also get a little taste as to how we feel about each of the restaurants. Juicy stuff right there. Still needing more food guidance in Disney's Hollywood Studios? We've got the DFB Guide to Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios Snacks book for sale over at dfbstore.com. That's right, Animal Kingdom's in there too. 2 birds in 1 scone here, people. The guide will provide you with snack reviews, full color photos that look good enough to eat, and price points for over 200 snacks. You can use the code YouTube for a discount on your digital guide purchase. If you thought today's video was handy dandy, I've got great news. We're doing an entire series of these exclusive snacks videos, so why don't you check out our Magic Kingdom and Epcot videos next? Don't worry, Animal Kingdom is on its way. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.